What up, y'all? It's DJ Jerica, and I'm back again for another podcast. And I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to my last couple of shows. Your girl is back on the blog talking about all the hot topics of entertainment, news, world news in the black and urban community. And I appreciate y'all. So today, man, got some more updates in regards to Beyonce Bowl. You know, of course, everybody called it Beyonce Bowl. She performed for the NFL and Netflix, and she did an entire montage of all of her hits from Cowboy Carter. And it's been a ton of haters out there, you know, basically spewing a lot of negativity in her direction in the comment section, just all through the web. And her mother, Miss Tina Knowles, has had it, and she is sounding off, okay? And she's letting the people know that no, stop coming for my baby. And I'm going to read exactly what she wrote. Also today, we're going to talk about Diddy and his current living conditions, man, because of course he's in the metropolitan detention center in Brooklyn, and of course he's under a lot of charges right now, waiting trial for Fed charges. And allegedly, according to news outlets, the Daily Mail, the music mogul had a meltdown over the Christmas weekend. So I'm going to read about that, and everything in this podcast is alleged. Everything that I discuss is alleged. Allegedly, is that's just what it is, okay? And we have so much more coming in, and it's not just going to be gossip. We're going to talk about some music news too. I'm going to give you guys my top albums of 2025, and it's going to be some independent, some mainstream, and why I decided to select this. So make sure you guys hit that sub button, and let's just get into the podcast. We have so much more to discuss besides that, so keep it locked, all right? So let's just get into this. So Beyonce mom is calling out haters online because they have been spewing so much hate towards Beyonce after she did her performance for the NFL Netflix. Now, I'm going to tell you this. As a blogger, of course, I have my own website. Make sure you guys check out my website, djjericapod.com. If I'm not running my gums here, I'm over here writing away, of course, working hard and building my brand. But back to it. But anyway, I see on the web when I blog and write stories about Beyonce, and my stories about her is positive, right? Because she doesn't have scandals and stuff going on. You have stuff going on with her husband right now, but you know, that is one thing where people are coming at her for now specifically. But before all of this dropped, every time I would put out an article about Beyonce and the work that she's doing, there has been a ton of people just spewing negativity, spewing hate towards her. You know, and a lot of the times I just wonder if it's racism. I mean, I see a lot of non-melanated people saying negative, nasty things about her, and I'm just like, okay, especially since she put out Cowboy Carter the past year. When she dropped that earlier this year, when I was blogging about it, there was a ton of people who are not a part of the black community saying nasty racial things to her. And I just, you know, I let them have at it, because my thing is the people that's in my comment section, you know, they have jobs and stuff like that. So if you want to be viewed as that on the internet, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to sit here and try to block your freedom of speech, right? And if it gets too intense where somebody's saying something real racial, like doing slurs, then I got to comment, then I got to block you. And that's just how I handle it. Now, there has been a ton of comments. People saying that she's a terrible performer, okay? Saying that, oh, this isn't good enough. That isn't good enough. You know, referencing to her husband and the allegations that's going on in regards to this lawsuit. You know, I mean, all this other stuff is going on. Instead of focusing on art and the work that she's presenting and what she's been presenting to the public for the past 20 plus years. And it's been so much. And you know, the thing that gets me, and I think is just so strange about a lot of these people on the web, is there was 27 million people that tuned in. All right. And I'm like, what's half of that? Just a bunch of haters that wanted to give her. Because the thing is, like, if you don't like something, you don't have to tune in to watch it. You don't have to see Beyonce. You don't have to interact with the work that she's doing. If you guys feel like whatever you guys feel personally, you don't believe in certain things, or you have, you know, the rumor mill is making you so you guys just can't support, that's your right. But why is it that you guys spend so much time going to see her just to say that she sucks? I mean, the thing is, I feel like we're in an era with so many liars, so many people that just like to go viral, so many people that just want the attention and the ability to move up the algorithm to get that like and whatever of their comment, that they're going to go in a direction of negativity. Even if they like the artist, even if they feel like I kind of like what this person is doing, they're going to say, is that going to help me move with the algorithm? The answer most of the time is no. So they're going to go ahead and just start spewing negativity, right? So there was someone who wrote a comment about Beyonce, and her mother, Tina Knowles, reposted it. Now, Tina Knowles is all Miss Tina Knowles, out of respect, Miss Tina Knowles, has always been very vocal and has been very protective on the web when it comes to Beyonce. She is basically the voice of Beyonce, I would say, because Beyonce herself, she's not going to go on the web and be like this, and this. But I feel like her mom is like, you know what, you're not going to do it. You can't do it, but I'm going to say it because I'm not going to sit here and watch these people harass you or say negative things about you that, are untrue or just flat out just unnecessary. Okay. Because really, it's just like for the people in regards to her performance, it's like, who has more egg on their face? You paid for a subscription to Netflix, so you just paid for that, right? But you have the option. You have like thousands of different videos you guys could have watched, right? You guys literally had to go inside of an app or open the app on your television, press the button again, sit through half of the show, and instead of you just muting it or just walking away or logging off, because it's that easy, when she went on the screen, you guys sat and watched so you could go on Twitter and say that she sucks and also talk negative about her daughter and everything else. I just don't understand it. I think it's weird, and I think it's like a sick obsession. And that's, that is something that a lot of people in the world have sometimes. They have like a sick obsession. It can be dangerous when someone has a sick obsession with you. And look, I'm going to say this because people are going to say, oh, you're caping for this and this. No, what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, I want to clarify. I have my media communications degree. That's a degree of journalism. So I understand the various aspects of media. So I'm going to report the truth and the stories, of course, of what's going on in the world. But I'm also going to be vocal and say, hey, share my thoughts because I'm here to entertain. Anyway, so her mother, one of her fans, I think of Beyonce's fans, had wrote, in retrospective, of if you like Beyonce's music or not, it is proof and motivation that no matter how undeniably talented you are, people will always have some negative-ish to say. Watching Beyonce made me not care what anyone thinks of me anymore. The amount of hatred and trolling this woman has received for her flawless freaking performance is unreal to me. Moral of the story is, do you? If Beyonce ain't worried about the haters, you shouldn't be worried either. Go be great. And I had to start that, right? I had to heart that, right? And Tina Knowles got wind of that. And she's seen that. And she reposted it to her page, all right? And it is warm in here. Anyways, okay. She reposted it to her page and said, my sentiments exactly. It is mind-boggling to me that you would take your precious Christmas day and watch a performance of someone you hate and you don't think has talent so that you can talk about it later. Obviously, you are so obsessed with them, addicted to them, and secretly admire them. Wish you could be them. That you cannot help but to watch and critique and comment and say dumb, ridiculous stuff that makes you look like a joke. So go to another channel when the halftime show start. Watch goofy cartoons or Bozo the Clown. Okay, she's telling people like. She's saying, let me read that again. Let me read that line again, okay? Wish you could be them. You cannot help but to watch and make you look like a joke. So go to another channel when it's halftime. Watch goofy cartoons or Bozo the Clown or something you can relate to see yourself in. Oh my God. Said with love. P.S. I have learned so much from her. Warrior spirit of when they go low, I work harder. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. 1, 2, 3, waiting for the fake bots to come. So she put that up, and it had like 6 figures worth of likes and stuff, and people are leaving tons of comments. One person said, "Tell them Mama Tina." And I think the thing about it is many of the fans and stuff act as if even if somebody is wealthy or a billionaire, whatever, they don't have family members that care about them. And sometimes they get annoyed. I mean, a celebrity, I'm pretty sure they get annoyed with people talking negative about them, right, all the time. And I feel like in this field of media, the work that we do, oftentimes, most people just don't want to tune into like positivity. It's hard. So I feel like a lot of times people just want to go and be negative, whether it's bloggers, whether it's fans. They want to try to say as much salacious, nasty things to build their brand and or just build their followers, right? Because everybody's not necessarily building a brand, but other people out here, they're they're thirsty, they want attention, so they're gonna say what they're gonna say, even though they know for a fact it's not true. Can't nobody come out and tell me that Beyonce is not a great performer. It's really, look at the screen. It's not a question about it. It's the truth. It's factual. And it's not about her personal life. It's not about her husband. It's not about anything. If you look on that screen right now and you see her perform and you're not trying to have bias because she's black or a female, you can be clear and say, wow, that was a phenomenal performance. This woman literally was on cars, horses, on fields, dancing with a marching band. And it's clear that you can do all of that, and you're still going to have people that just don't want to be won over, which is fine. And I think that's the reason, her mom went out and defended Beyonce, because Beyonce has a big brand and she's always been really class A, quiet about the things that's going on. I honestly feel like she's being more vocal now to expand her brand, and interacting with her fans, because she's understanding that it's a different era. But she's been pretty, to herself. I think the only time I noticed that Beyonce was speaking more realistically was when she was campaigning and did that speech for Kamala Harris. But for the most part, Beyonce just performs and mind her business. And that's the other thing that boggles my mind, because it's like she really just performs and minds her business. That's pretty much all I get from her. Anyway, so let's get into, I want to also discuss in regards to media, right? So we got so many different celebrities that's out here, and so many stories have been going through YouTube, and there's so many blogs out there, and they've been like really riding the wave of this Diddy story. And of course, I'm not going to say that I'm not, I'm talking about the stuff that's going on because, of course, I work in media. So I'm going to talk about what's going on. I'm not going to just not discuss it, but there has been stories flying all over the place throughout the year, trying to associate other people with Diddy, things of that nature. And TD Jakes was another person where YouTubers were basically talking about TD Jakes and Diddy, and, making allegations, saying nasty things, making videos. Like, I've seen some crazy AI videos. It's just been a ton of AI videos floating through the web where they're taking these celebrity faces, putting it on bodies and making it look like they're doing things they're not supposed to be doing, and all types of stuff. And TD Jakes, according to NBC News, he's fed up, and he has sought legal counsel to try to protect his name against these bots. So I'm going to read it, all right? And look, I don't know who's behind the videos, but it looks as if allegedly, everything on here is alleged, Bishop Jakes is fed up and he's going the legal route. Now, according to NBC News, it reads, a lawyer representing Bishop T.D. Jakes, the celebrity pastor, is going to new lengths to try to combat artificial intelligence generated misinformation posted about his client on YouTube, saying the platform has failed to effectively uphold its own policies. On Thursday, Dustin Push, An attorney for Jakes filed a motion in the Northern District of California seeking a subpoena for Google, YouTube's parent company, to share information concerning the identities of 4 YouTube accounts and their holders. They are purportedly located in Pakistan, South Africa, the Philippines, and Kenya, according to accounts about section on YouTube. The motion said these accounts made false claims about Jake, citing previous embassy news reporting about AI-generated misinformation on YouTube, and added the elements of the videos were likely created by an AI tool, including images used in thumbnails and voiceovers. YouTube videos utilizing AI have been popular for years, and YouTube recently introduced AI initiatives to dramatically increase the amount of AI-generated content and material on the platform. But the AI elements have also been used to spread misinformation on videos that have the potential to make a large profit for both YouTube and their creators by monetizing them with ads. The motion filed by Jake's lawyer is a significant development in the efforts to combat viral AI-generated misinformation on the platform, being one of the first of its kind, attempting to unmask the creators behind it. In a previous report, a YouTube creator behind similar content previously confirmed their use of AI tools to NBC News. An AI detection expert found a high likelihood of similar content involving AI-generated images and audio. YouTube has not responded to their request for comment. And of course, they're basically talking about how Jakes was being harassed online for being associated with Diddy. Now, they had one picture together when they were out, whatever. A lot of stories started to circulate about him. Now, seeing that he's out here suing people, I'm not going to go into the details of that. You guys can go Google smoogle that. But this more so is the bigger subject of this. The biggest topic of this subject matter, and what I'm saying is directing the idea of, could it be a time where all the blogs out here get shut down? And I don't want to start that conversation because, and I'm not talking about blogs, I'm talking about like YouTube channels being shut down for speaking about the news that's already being reported. And we got to think about the lawsuits that's been filed. We had Cardi B sue Tasha K because she put out a ton of false stories about her. That was proven false in the court of law. And since then, she had to pay her like over $4 million. And Cardi B is still trying to get that money, right? Allegedly. And now with this whole Diddy case, with so many bloggers putting out different stories, so many people talking, now the higher ups in the industry, they're mad. And at this point, at first, it used to be a thing where nobody cared about what YouTubers said in the media. Nobody felt like it held any weight. And all of that changed, right? And I'm going to say it changed specifically because of Jaguar Wright. And I'm going to explain it to you. A few years back, we had this blue couch. Shout out to Real Life TV. Real Life Street Stars, right? Jaguar Wright, she came out. She was saying a bunch of stuff about all of these lists of celebrities, saying about her experiences in the music industry. And a ton of people said that she was, crazy. She was a conspiracy theorist. She was this, and this, right? Then all of a sudden, right, it was this one interview, and I remember she was like, Diddy put the boots to Cassie, right? And everybody was saying, you don't know, it's this, and this is after, like, I think it was right before she filed the suit. Like, right before she filed that suit, it was like maybe. And then it came out that she filed, like, that $30 million lawsuit on Diddy. After that hit the fan, everybody was still saying she was a conspiracy theorist. She didn't know what she was talking about, blah, 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 blah. Then the tape dropped, all right? And that flipped the entire narrative of the power of YouTube channels, YouTube blogs, the journalism associated with YouTube, the people that builds the platform, that strikes the conversation. And it's not necessarily the journalist or the media company that's, saying that a celebrity's doing it. They're literally interviewing people, which is basic journalism, right? Because when you sit down and you have a conversation on NBC News, anywhere else, if you see somebody having a conversation, you're going to ask the questions and they give you the answer. But the question is, who do you sue? Do you sue the platform for having the person featured on there and exercising their freedom of speech? Or do you sue the person who's saying it? And to me, in my opinion, I think they'll probably go where the money reside, which is the networks. But my biggest thing is with all of these celebrities that's trying to sue or file lawsuits and stuff like that, they have a right to protect their name. They have the right to protect their brand. No one is against that. But I just want to know what will be the domino effect if this court case with TD Jakes takes off. When we had the whole situation with other hip hop artists in the media, right? And they're getting different lawsuits and stuff like that. We have a lot of blogs that's picking up on the stories. Well, they decide to take the same steps and start suing the platform of YouTube. And if that does happen, how will this platform change even further? How will this platform change even further? Will there be a thing where now it's not safe to blog? And listen, let me plug myself. I am an actual podcast. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple. I'm on like all of the major streamers. Look, I use YouTube as a source to, entertain, but to advertise for you guys to go and support at my actual pod, my audio pod. I like to put out the visuals, and hey, don't unsubscribe. I want you guys to keep watching. But if there is an event where a law is passed which blocks us as independent media sources from being able to speak out loud without having to worry about this, and this, or they make it to the point where the censorship is so big that I can't even say, hey, look at that fat cat or something like that, y'all need to follow me on those streaming platforms because this is an actual pod. And also go to my site, djjericapod.com. And that's where I write up my articles and different news stories as headlining. But I just wanted to spark that conversation because I feel like there's going to be a big shift in YouTube land. We have so many urban blogs out there that's talking. We got psychics out there. Sloan Bella, she was putting out stories about Diddy before Diddy. And we're going to get to Diddy and his whole situation. I'm going to get into that in a minute because I don't want to tear it too long. If you guys are still tuned in, you really rock with me and I appreciate that. But yeah, so we had the situation with Sloan Bella. She was doing predictions, and the stuff that she said happened to actually come true. And when she did it, it was like 6-7 months before, Diddy even got indicted, before a lawsuit dropped, before anything. She put out this story, and everybody was like, oh no, this, and this. And then next thing you know, everything has just been going downhill, just like this lady on YouTube said. Like, it was just like, it was a thing where now the power shifted. It went from people saying, oh, these people on the internet, they're crazy. Oh, these YouTubers, they're not real journalists. All this. And I hate that statement. One quick thing with people that's out there. People just assume because someone has a YouTube channel, people just assume that because you're on a lesser platform and you're not on the news, you're not educated, or you don't have your degree in the field that you're working in. The reason why I'm out here, I have a bachelor's degree, okay? I have a media bachelor's degree, communications, journalism, English, all of that. And I'm doing this independently. Why? Because realistically, it's really not that many jobs on there, for one. For two, they're not going to pay you what you're worth. And the competition is so big, all of the people that's old as dirt, they ain't trying to give up their job, okay? They not going to be like, okay, let me pass the torch to that person. You got to literally be out here and grind doing media work. You have to. But back to my thoughts. Anyways. But yeah, if we really go back to that, after that happened, that really shifted things, and now it's like it's a power dynamic switch. Next thing I know, I'm seeing Piers Morgan got YouTubers on his show and stuff, and he was getting happy with it. He was having every YouTuber he could find. He had Jaguar right on there. That whole situation happened. She was talking about J and B. Then next thing you know, he got that cease and desist and things. Just after that, it kind of like, you know. But I'm noticing that people used to say YouTube's not the real news. People used to say, oh, who cares? But now the dynamics is switching and it's shifting, and you can choose whether it's for better or worse. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people some of the stuff that the truth is not being revealed oftentimes on the regular news. So people seek YouTube as a source of being able to have their freedom of speech. Even if it's limited, they can say certain things, and you got to figure out, everything is, of course, alleged, but there's so many different things, and from different people that's been on this platform that says certain things, and now it's hitting mainstream media, and it took years, and it's like, now, since it's affecting people, lawsuits and stuff are being filed. A ton of things are happening. Whether the stories are true or false, people are just like, you know what? No, absolutely not. And there's a lot of money on the line. People are like, why are these celebrities coming in? Why are they filing these suits on people? It's because these people are billionaires. They're not in the tax bracket as just regular folk. They're not going to let people just say anything no more, especially when it's affecting your brand. People are losing money from all of this. So they're going to file, and they're going to do what they need to do to protect their brand. And that's just business. And that's why it's very important that when you're doing media work, you try your best to report it with site and sources. So if somebody tried to say, oh, why are you saying this? Be like, well, this source said, just make sure you protect yourself. Don't just get on here and just be trying to look for it. Cause I don't do exposing. I don't go out here just spilling tea. I find news stories that's relevant and happening right now that I see on camera happening, and everything, even if I view it on camera, it's still alleged what allegedly happened, because I don't know what happened before the camera started rolling. I don't know what caused the effect that I seen, But, I mean, I could go on and on with this conversation, but I want to know your thoughts on it. Do you guys think that YouTubers are in danger since, we got this whole situation with Bishop Jakes filing allegedly with YouTube, trying to find, not necessarily filing a suit, but trying to figure out who's responsible for this so legal action can possibly take place, right? Yeah, so we're just going to sit back and see how this develops. And I mean, when the multimillionaires and the billionaires jumping off of their throne to address YouTubers, that's how you know the media circuit has gotten that powerful. It's like, whoa. It's really like, whoa. So let's get into Diddy, right? Since we're on the heels of that, right? They're reporting that allegedly, this is the Daily Mail, because we love to cite our sources, the bad boy music mogul reportedly had a meltdown while in prison. Well, in jail. He's in jail, not in prison just yet. You go to prison after you're convicted, you're in jail until trial. So he's still in Brooklyn at the Metropolitan Detention Holding Center. And it's interesting enough, he's in the same facility as Luigi Mangione, the guy who's been charged for allegedly unaliving the CEO of United Healthcare. Now, there's been a rumor going saying that these guys are supposed to have been on the same unit floor, but TMZ did some investigations and debunked the fact that Diddy and this Mangione guy, is on the same floor, but they're in the same building, which has got to be crazy if you're an inmate to be like, whoa, Diddy is on my left, Luigi Mangione is on the right. You run into people that's literally headline news. It got to be a total S show. And I want to know, for the cops and the guards that's in there, it has to be insane. It has to be insane. So let's get into it. It says Sean Diddy Combs had a festy meltdown in a notorious H-hole prison because he couldn't believe he was still behind bars there. It claims, this is allegedly from the Daily Mail. This is what I'm reading directly from them. A panicked Diddy reportedly pled with guards to be taken to a prison hospital for observation, claiming he thought he was having a breakdown on Thursday. The guard at the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center refused his request, according to a source to the rapper who's been locked up since September. It continues. With his high-powered legal team, Diddy thought he'd be out on bail by now, said the insider. Spending the holidays behind bars was a nightmare for him. He eventually managed to calm himself down with meditation techniques he's been using while he's been behind bars. It took him a few hours of deep breathing and focusing to get out of the bad space he was in, but he finally managed it. It continues. A source close to Diddy, however, denied the claims, telling DailyMail.com the rapper is staying strong in jail, despite missing his family a great deal at Christmas, which is a time he always spends with his children. Diddy's alleged meltdown comes as a judge ruled that an Alabama woman who says she was violated by him and another mogul when she was a teen can proceed anonymously for now in her lawsuit against the rap moguls. And this is like basically referencing to Jay-Z and Diddy. All right. This whole civil lawsuit that's going on and all these allegations being thrown everywhere. So this is what the article wrote. Now, the Daily Mail is reporting this story, but see, and this is the reason why we cite sources. The Daily Mail reported the story because they're saying a source approached them and they did some investigating and they were checking into the conditions of Diddy. And this individual reported it to them. Now, we don't know if it was a guard. They're just saying a source close to it. And sometimes you be having people that's working, prison guards and jail guards and stuff that, are with these celebrities, and they'll call media sources and get paid to report a story. So whether the story is true or false, that's the reason why I always say allegedly. But that's what they're alleging, is that, he's not having a good time in jail. But, there has been a spotting of him. Of course, he had to do a hearing, and allegedly he was not looking the best. They were saying that he looks as if he lost some weight. TMZ was reporting that he was not eating much, allegedly, because he was afraid that he might get poisoned or something like that. So, this is the update that we have in regards to Diddy, allegedly. This is the alleged update that they publicized about him. So I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts about that. And do you guys think that Diddy is going to ever see the light of day ever again? Do you think he's going to beat this federal case? Now, remember, the feds has a 97% conviction rate. The evidence is mounting, right? And we've seen, the district attorney, when he came out with all the evidence in which they were charging him for, with all the, the what do I call it? RICO. I'll say RICO, right? I think I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, with the RICO charges and all types of stuff. And then the baby oil, and what it could have been possibly, and then allegedly the guy that had got arrested at the airport with him in Florida, this young guy, they reportedly got his charges dropped. So we don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. His substance charges, I'm going to say substance charges, was dropped recently as well. And you guys can look that up online. But I'm ready to move on to my next story. Next story, okay. Joe Budden is addressing fans because they were asking him a ton of questions, wondering why he pushed back his interview with personality. I'll say personality Charleston White. And Charleston White, he goes viral everywhere for the stuff that he says. He says some crazy stuff on the microphone. He doesn't care. And he'll probably rip me to shreds after he sees it. He'll probably say, you bald-headed this and this. I don't care what people say about me. I'm just going to report the news in regards to this whole thing with Joe Budden. So everyone's asking questions, and he told people the reason why he decided to push back his interview. Now, I don't think he's saying that he's not going to interview him. I don't know if the interview was still done and he's deciding not to. But, okay, I'm going to revert this back. I'm going to read this to you, and then I'm going to tell you exactly the reason why he's responded this way. So this is what Joe Budden wrote. He said, I didn't push the Charleston interview back because of his Puff comments. Puff is grown. I rescheduled because he was talking about someone's deceased son, dead son, right after he was N-word. It was too fresh for me at the time. Peace and love to all. Then he also responded, some things should come before views to me. So he's basically saying that the reason why he canceled the interview with Charleston is because he was talking about someone's deceased son. Now, I decided to do some Googling and try to figure out what exactly was he talking about because, I don't really follow Charleston White like that, but I went and shout out to No Jumper, and I found a video of No Jumper, and they were playing a video of him on Instagram, and, it looks as if he was making fun of Gilly, the King, deceased son, who got killed last year in July in Philadelphia. And, that was really bad when what I seen, and I just was like, why would he say that? Why would he say that? And they're saying reportedly, allegedly, this is all because, and this is what he said in the video, that the dude Gilly called him a snitch. So he decided to troll him about his child being deceased while his is alive. And it's just like, well, this is just next level and insane. So Hot New Hip Hop put out an article about this. And I'm going to read what they said, and then we're going to get further into the discussion. So it says Joe Budden responded to Charleston White's claims about their delayed interview, allegations that the commentator levied during his appearance on the Club 520 podcast. Yeah, Joe Budden had booked me that blank. He remarked, but then I made some comments about Cassie and Diddy was getting blank. I can't even read this out loud. Oh my God, it's so much cursing. And fighting like most people do in the ghetto. Yeah, he ain't want to interview me after that. So Joe Budden pulled me from the podcast. He continued, and quote, all right, this is what Hot New Hip Hop reported. Given Budden's recent response to the claims via his Twitter page on Saturday, and this is the stuff that I read, and that was his main reason. That was the reported reason of why he decided to pull the plug on the pod. And I just thought it was just wild what he said about Gilly the King's son. I just was like, can we do better, black men? I just really want especially older black men. I don't understand. Like, I expect this type of stuff and type of behavior from people who haven't lived long, maybe people in my generation in their early 30s, but these are grown men going back and forth at it like this. And I just hate to see, and I'm not talking about Joe Budden. Joe Budden, to me, I think he did the right thing, right? Like, he had to do what was in his heart. His morals wouldn't allow it. I agree with what he's saying, like, because why would he? It's just you got to stand for something in life. You got to stand for something in life. But I just want to veer off to back to what I was saying. I just hate to see these commentators. They be so old. They're like 40s, 50s, damn near 60s. And they're still running around doing kiddish stuff, like going on the web saying, foul, egregious things about people and their kids. And I mean, talking about somebody's deceased family member, especially their child. Baby, when did we get so low, man? That is just absolutely awful. How many of you guys are supporters of Joe Budden's podcast? He had reported that he had some major numbers, like put like 100 million in the past year on his podcast, and you guys are just supporting. I hope my podcast get that big. I really hope so. I hope that my podcast blows the F up, okay? And it's just me right now. And maybe one day I'll expand and have co-hosts, but right now it's literally DJ Jerica podcast, and it's just me, DJ Jerica. Now let's get to the fun stuff, because we already went through the celebrity stuff. So let's talk about my top album music picks of 2024. All right. And how many people are on my list right now? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, six people. And of course the top 5. So we're just gonna knock out the obvious. Of course, Beyonce's on my list. I mean, after that halftime performance, you guys can see why. But I'm gonna get to the lesser known artists, the lesser supported artists, the people that it's a couple of people in here that are independent. One person is independent, other person is mid market, other people are highest market possible. So I'm gonna break it down and go through the list. So first of all, starting on the high note, Kendrick Lamar, GNX, come on, great album. It was literally the continuation of Not Like Us. It was the sequel, the actual film. We had got the teaser with Not Like Us, but GNX is like the actual sequel. It was a preview. Not Like Us was a preview, and then we got the entire thing with GNX, like his entire thought process. And it struck me that Kendrick could just be so angry with somebody that he just pumps out such amazing content. Like, usually with Kendrick Lamar, you don't get this like rough heart music, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like this whole battle with Drake has completely changed him, and I like it, because I feel like he's making radio head bopping music and stuff that people could really dance to, and I like this era of Kendrick Lamar. And my top songs is Luther featuring SZA. That is such a ride. Reincarnated, I really like that track, and it's because he's going through various lives that he lived. And it seemed like that's what he's interpreting, is he's just going through different lives, and he was talking about in every life that he was an artist, but he had like a tragic end. And I like the storytelling on that song. It has deep meaning outside of the obvious. The whole album was just phenomenal. And of course, it broke a lot of records. Chromacopia, Tyler the Creator. Tyler the Creator is always in his bag creatively, but this is like one of his highest selling albums in his era, and he sold a lot the first week. And the thing I like about Tyler the Creator is he is an artist that literally stays out of drama. I don't ever think I ever heard any bad headlines about Tyler the Creator. I don't hear about him going to jail. I don't hear about him beefing with people. He is just a West Coast artist that is just so entertaining, and just, I can't even find the words to describe Tyler the Creator. I just feel like Tyler just is himself, and he implements the various sounds of the past and mix it with his different thoughts as a hip-hop artist. But he's a hip-hop artist, but he also uses his vocals, and he's tried to sing, and it's a funny thing with his voice that it works. Like, he doesn't have to be the best singer, because the way that he produces his music, it just works and it sounds great. And my top records off of the Chromacopia album was Saint Chroma, Thought I Was Dead. And that the transition at the end of the song on the album into Like Him, oh my God. Can you say that is just smooth production work? Y'all need to go check that out. Tomorrow, that's a hit. Definitely a hit. Had that song on repeat. And I hope you find your way home. That was the closing track, and like from beginning to end, Tyler Creator, yes. And I don't know, I don't think he submitted his album. I think he submitted his album after the deadline for the Grammys, but he should have got nominated if he submitted it prior to that. But I don't think he did. But yeah, I'm pretty sure 2026 he'll be on that Grammy carpet. He won a Grammy before. Now another one, Duran Bernard, En Route. Very, very dope. Great R&B. If you guys like soul music and you like somebody who can actually sing, download that album. It is such a relaxing, it's the type of music that you listen to when you just, you want to just zone out, have a glass of wine, maybe do some yoga. It's the type of music that you just want to ride out with, on a nice day. It's just really, it's something that you could fall asleep to. It just has so much variety in it. And I really love that project for 2024 that was released by Duran Bernard. It was released earlier this year. And I'm going I'm going out of order with the releases, okay? Because I'm the type of person that when an album drops, I'm hit or miss with it, right? And when I say that, it's like sometimes I listen to it the moment that it comes out, but then there's other people that I have on my listen list, and I'm like, okay, I want to hear that. I got to make sure I check that out. And by the way, if you guys like music, I am an actual DJ. Was a part of Fleet DJs, done a lot of work, and I actually have a second channel, DJ Erica Music Lounge, where I, do playlisting and stuff. So you guys like R&B, go there. Eventually, I'm going to add more content, but there's plenty of music for you guys to just relax to and enjoy. Anyways, back to that. But yeah, top songs on En Route. Fist Bump, Must Be Nice. Check that out. This is Duran Bernard, En Route. And he got a Grammy nomination for this project. So it is very much deserved. Dolce. How could I even do this list without Dolce? Come on. This girl, Alligator Bites Never Heal, this mixtape, she's calling it. I call it a damn album. I don't know why everybody got to throw mixtape around. Maybe it's in the contracts or something. But she is phenomenal. She's great. And I feel like she was left out of the conversation of top female MCs. I feel like more people was focused on Glorilla, which is rightfully so. She's very talented. They were more so focusing on Glorilla for the beginning and most half of the year. But now Dolce is literally getting her things at the end of the year. When Alligator Bites Never Heal, that mixtape dropped, people weren't really going as hard, but I see that her team over there is working hard, and they really turned her brand from her just being a rapper to an artist and taking her to that next level, from the interviews to her being featured on Tiny Desk to everything that's on there. This is Dolce's year, and she has her Grammy nominations, and I'm pretty sure she's going to walk away with something because she got more than one Grammy nomination and is well deserved. Now on that project, Denial is a River, that's a hit. And I love the storytelling. The storytelling of that song reminds me of Warning, Notorious B.I.G. Had like that flow kind of. It reminds me of that. It's like like she's telling a story and stuff, and I like that. It kind of reminds me of the stories, and I'm not talking about like her flow, the flow. Clearly, she doesn't sound like Notorious B.I.G. I'm talking about the flow and the structure. All right. Nissan Altima, clearly. I mean, that was the first single that she dropped before the project was released. And it's just bars, man. Boom Bap, just bars. Like, those are my top three songs off of that project, because, like, she's just literally giving you bars. Like, she's literally giving you bars, and she's eating the girls up. And, I love the fact that the industry is starting to get rid of this whole colorism BS, because there's been a ton of talented dark-skinned black women out there who's been performing, and performers in general that are just phenomenal and talented, but they've been having their careers delayed because they don't fit the social construct of what people like to look at or whatever. And Dolce is a very beautiful woman, and I'm happy for her, and I wish nothing but the best for her career. And I feel like sometime next year we're gonna say Grammy award winning Dolce. It's happened. Dolce's gonna be Grammy award winning. I'm claiming it, and this is her year. Now the next artist, Love the Genius, Depth of Dukes. I love this project. I love this album. She's a hip hop artist. She's an independent artist. Well, no, she's not. She's not independent. She's signed to Drumwork Music Group. And so yeah, so she's signed. But I feel like, you know, you guys need to check her out and support her, because I know that her brand can grow higher and higher, and I feel like she can get to that level of Dolce with the material that she's putting out. I feel like she's a great artist. The entire project, track after track, she has awesome features. She has tracks with Papoose. She has tracks with Raheem DeVaughn. She has a lot of great production work. And, you know, she's associated with Griselda. And, of course, you know, and I listened to her project, and the top 2 songs for me that really sparked my mind and made me be like, oh, yeah, this is dope, was Deuce. The Deck for Deuce, which is like the track itself, and that has feature, and then also Dirty Nikes, and I really like that track and the visuals for that. And she has like live videos that she's putting up, so yeah, you guys should check that out. And like I said before, she's associated with Griselda. She's Conway's artist, Conway the Machine's artist. So you guys should go ahead and support her. If you guys support Griselda, I'm pretty sure you guys will like her music, and I feel like if you guys give her a listen, you won't regret it. All right, so that's my list. That was the top 6. Tell me your top 6 in the comment section. And was it my list was great. I don't care what anybody has to say. My list is great. I have a particular taste. If you guys notice, it's a lot of hip hop, it's a lot of R&B, and I like it that way. I think most of the music on here that I selected was hip hop artists. How many soul artists? That R&B, soul, Beyonce, Duran Bernard, Dolce, and everybody else is hip hop. So I've really just been in my hip hop bag the past year, I guess. But yeah, I think that is all my stories I want to cover today. And here I am hitting a 1 hour mark yet again. And I appreciate you guys again for tuning in. Make sure you guys, if you guys haven't already made it to the end of this pod, clearly you like this pod. So follow me on all social medias at DJ Erica. DJ Erica. Pod.com is my site for entertainment news, gossip, you know how it is. And also make sure you guys find me on all major streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere, many more. All right, leave a comment below. Rate this video. Rate the video. Leave me some comments, please. I have the most quietest audience. I know it's not that many people, but I know the people that's watching and making it to the end. Leave a comment below. Help the algorithm. I want to see you guys go at it in the comment section. And when I say go at it, I'm not talking about like curse each other out, but I want to hear y'all opinions on things. I want to hear y'all go back and forth and share y'all thoughts on things going on in the world. Outside of that, I will catch you guys on another video. And I'm going to keep dropping content, y'all. I'm not playing about it. This is 2024, 2025. We have a few days from the new year. When I drop this, it's going to be tomorrow, which is Sunday. We're going to be a couple of days from the new year. 2025, I'm claiming it. Content after content. Y'all going to get tired of seeing my face, baby, because I'm going to be dropping videos left and right. And I might have to take a little break, but believe I'm going to come right back. And if there's a moment where I'm not on the microphone, go to the site, djjericapod.com. And if you like music and I'm not on here talking, go and join me at the music lounge, because I might just drop another mix. You never know. I'll catch you guys on the next pod. Much love. Peace.